Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Prince Abdulaziz ibn Salman ibn Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Minister of Energy for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. To start with, it wouldn't escape me to be another welcoming Saudi to our guests. Those of you who have joined us just this time, I hope that our young, to be politically correct in Saudi Arabia now, our young ladies and men and boys have impressed you with the good organization. So again, I keep repeating this approach. If you really did like what they have done so far, can you join me with a round of applause for their good effort? And without much ado, I hate to, this time around, to disappoint the media, because I'm not going to talk about OPEC or what we should do, and I'm not going to talk about the IPO. It's going to come soon, as Yasser was saying, but it will come in the right time, with the right approach, and definitely with the right decision. And it will be a Saudi decision, first and foremost. Specifically, Prince Mohammed decision. But I'm going to talk about the future, which is something I have the honor to play a bit of part with. But I have quite a distinguished team, which enabled me to stand here proud of their good work and their future good work. And if I have a legacy, it will be the team, which I call them the A-team. And I would like to invite you, just after, I think by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we have another chamber here called the GCC room. We're so explicit. We did show it in Abu Dhabi. Now we're expanding it. We're going to expose our own ecosystem, energy ecosystem, which keep changing. And I promise you that will continue to change, because the more we see technologies coming, the more we'll be driven to change everything in our energy mix. The more cost-cutting, everything will change our energy mix. So we have a great deal of adaptation to what's new and what is coming. And we would like to be a more of a proactive player. So we're not going to sit on our hands waiting for things to happen. We shall be the doer of our future, and we are going to be the maker of our future. Not only that, but I think I'm proud to have that team that will be a source of inspiration to many. Without much ado, I'm picking an issue that again will show you how much we are prepared to meet the future and its interchangeabilities. And I'm going to talk about a very crucial aspect, which talks about how we can live with a well-endowed country as Saudi Arabia with hydrocarbon, yet we make it usable and competitive and more important, competitive with and competitive with the challenges that we are going to meet in the future, which is how to address issues of climate change. So the concept we are going to be pushing soon at the G20, it's called Circular Carbon Economy for Sustainable Growth. So without much ado, we're faced today with challenges of targeting growth and development of sustainable way, and development in a sustainable way. Over the last 100 years, reliable, affordable energy, mostly in the form of hydrocarbon, contributed to lifting billions of poverty. But how sustainable this current economic model? Can it achieve what we aspire to? And at what cost? The question remains, how do we continue to grow and develop in a sustainable way? Saudi Arabia is one of the global energy leaders and producers of over 10 million barrels per day and has around 260 billion barrels of reserves. It's been audited, by the way, internationally. It's on the top of the 10 gas producers, with over 900 billion cubic meters of proven gas reserves. Considering our pivotal role, it is our responsibility to find solutions through innovation and collaboration to create a sustainable framework of growth. A holistic and pragmatic approach is needed to achieve more sustainability in the economic system. To this end, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia offers the concept of circular carbon economy. The circular carbon economy is a framework where emissions of carbons from all sectors and all types of greenhouses are addressed through the 4 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, and remove. Such a closed-loop system, much like what will happen in nature, all help restore a balance of carbon cycles. It offers us a new way of addressing the challenge of sustainability, development that implicitly value all options and encourages all efforts to mitigate carbon accumulation in the atmosphere while also facilitate the global economic growth. Additional to adoption of this holistic model is vital because as important as renewable are, and as much progress as they have made in recent years, most analysis suggests that the world cannot achieve a balance between sources and sinks through renewable and reduction alone. Much of the world energy is consumed in sectors that are hard to decarbonize, such as heat, industrial processes and transport. So achieving a carbon balance will inevitably include fossil fuel. However, their carbon emission must be managed. This concept is proven and not new for Saudi Arabia. Historically, the kingdom used to flare associated gas coming from oil production, such as methane, but in 1980, it started in the 70s and then we started using it in the 80s. We embarked on a major initiative to recover those associated gas and use them to produce a variety of chemicals that had enabled the petrochemical industry in Saudi Arabia to create thousands of jobs, industrial cities, and to contribute to GDP growth. It has also fueled our power plants and desalination plants. We estimate that more than 200 gigatons of CO2 equivalent have been removed from the atmosphere since then. Therefore, this has enabled a future economic circularity of greenhouse gases that will create value for carbon while meeting global sustainability goals. For us, transformation being from within, the Kingdom is putting its resources behind the circular carbon economy by investing heavily in new energy and efficiency solutions. For the world, in fact, Saudi Arabia is reforming its entire energy ecosystem, which I just alluded to. This includes the development of several programs such as power system integration while working on restructuring of the sector to make it more efficient through several initiatives such as displacement of crude and other liquids in utilities and utilization of smart metering and smart grids and what have you. The diversification of the Kingdom energy mix, establishment of critical institutions, and increased focus on research and development and technology deployment will really help by the existence of KAUST, KAXT, KABSARC, the University of Petroleum and Minerals, which I belong to. And I think we will be collaborating with so many, and whoever has any additional technologies that can be part of that solution. We have also been focused on improving energy efficiency in the industry, building, and transportation, which makes up 94% of the Kingdom energy use. Impressive results have been achieved since the establishment of Saudi Energy Efficiency SEEK. The Kingdom has reduced energy intensity by about 8%. During a similar period, energy intensity in the petrochemical sector was reduced by nearly 3%, and in steel industry by about 2%. The average fuel economy passenger vehicle improved by 11%, while the efficiency of air conditioning units improved by 57%. The government decided to lead by example by launching an energy service company, which is currently overseeing the retrofitting of thousands of its buildings, as well retrofitting some million or two of street lights through working with the private energy service company, which they are dubbed ISCOs. Since the establishment of the Super ISCO Energy Company, which is a PIF, by the way, company, the number of energy services companies grew tenfold, from 4 businesses to more than 40 companies providing energy efficiency solutions. The energy efficiency program has recently been expanded to include the supply side of electricity, water, desalination, and in addition to feedstock use in industrial processes. The Kingdom has taken bold steps in energy price reforms, starting in 2016. By changing the prices of all key energy products, we have developed a price reform plan that will rationalize consumption while ensuring the sustainability of economic growth. We believe that these efforts combined will reduce Saudi Arabia local demand by as much as 2 million barrels of oil equivalent by 2030, compared to the previous projections, in which most of it will be in liquid, and we prefer to export it than to abuse it by an inefficient use of resources. The Kingdom currently operates the largest carbon capture and utilization plants in the world, turning 500,000 tons of CO2 annually to products such as fertilizers and methanol. And SABIC is also doing a great job in that endeavor, as well as Aramco. We also operate one of the regional most advanced CO2 enhanced oil recovery plants that capture and store 800,000 tons of carbon dioxide annually. Furthermore, we have a plan to deploy additional carbon capture, utilization, and storage infrastructure kingdom-wide. We believe that nature-based solutions will play an important role in removing carbon as part of the circular carbon economy. Recognizing this, we are taking action to achieve these goals, including expanding our mangrove forests and plantation, seagrass meadows, and coral reef in both the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf, as you just have seen from our CEO of the Red Sea Company. The circular carbon economy is a concept that is embedded in nature, in natural order of the world. With the 4 Rs, it becomes less challenging to achieve growth and development while realizing sustainability. We recognize that the achievement of the circular carbon economy is a grand challenge, but this challenge will ultimately create an unprecedented opportunity. These unprecedented opportunities are quite few, to say the least. No single country or private sector entity can do it alone. As Saudi Arabia hosts the G20 next year, one of our main focus will be on energy access and development, as well as on sustainable and integrated clean energy system. This will provide a backbone for delivering a circular carbon economy and will lead to achieving the global development and climate goals. As I like to say, which is sometimes I'm not popular for, but that's fine, life is based on carbon. So obviously, carbon is not the enemy. After all, our bones are formed of carbon. With the circular carbon economy, carbon will be the opportunity. This is our call to action, and we look forward to your collaboration and investment in all sectors that support the circular carbon economy, as well as our vision of 2030 goals. I would like to extend again my thanks for your receptive ears, and I hate to say that my apologies to the media, but I think spending more time about our future is much more important than today's affairs. Thank you very much indeed.